Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. If you are new here, I am glad that you are here, and I feature tons of tips and tricks and a bunch of product reviews here on Talia's Nail Tales. Today I am featuring the KoKo and Claire Spring Shimmers collection, and I really like these because they are a very fine shimmer. They're great for layering and particularly great for ombreing. Today I'm going to show you how to do a horizontal ombre because the last time I showed vertical, you guys had many requests for horizontal using gel polish, and it's actually fairly easy. So let me show you guys. First, let's take a look at the colors. We have 6 colors in this collection. We have Prima Rose here. That is a really nice kind of bright pink with a gold shimmer to it. We have Uptown Girl, which is a little bit of a lighter pink. One of my favorites in the collection because I like to think of this as like a princess pink color. We also have Sparkling Sands, which is my hands down favorite one in this entire launch. You guys know how much I love these creamy colors for the backgrounds of nail art. We also have 363, which is called Bossy Blue. And this one is more of like a turquoise type of shade, great for ocean nails, springtime, anything like that. Aqua Mint Mist has a little bit more of a blue tinge to it with some gold flecks in it. And the very last color in the collection is called Grape Soda. And this is our purple shade. It has some flecks of pink in it, and it's actually really great for layering. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit down the road here. But these are the 6 colors that launched in this collection. Let's dive into the tutorial now. I knew I wanted to do some butterfly nails, so I grabbed these decals that I recently got in from Glitter Mix Canada, and I liked how reflective they are. They're super eye-catching, and I thought they'd pair nicely. So I knew I wanted to take some of that Shimmering Sands color and use this as my background because you guys know how much I love these type of shades. KoKo and Claire actually has another color that I featured in my top 10 video, and it is called Pour Me a Pint, and it reminds me very much of this color, but I actually like this one better, which is good because they discontinued Pour Me a Pint. And the reason that I like this one better is because it is quite a bit more sparkly, but you guys will notice as I'm applying it here, it is a little bit thicker because it has a lot of shimmer to it. So that's something that I really like about the KoKo and Claire gel polishes is they really pack the glitter in there, but as the result, it doesn't go on super smooth, I find, with the first coat, that is. I always say don't judge the first coat. So let's cure the first coat, go in with our second, and you can see here how much easier it is to smooth out now. And it's also a lot easier to apply the second coat because you don't need as much product, I'm finding, just to kind of smooth everything out. So I decided to put this color on both the middle finger and the ring finger because I wanted those nails to be my primary focus for my nail design. You guys know I like to kind of switch my different accent nails up, but in this particular design, I really want those nail decals to stand out. Whenever I create nail sets, I like to take my inspiration and pick colors based on that. So I'm just looking at the different decals that I have here and trying to decide what colors I want to do. I knew I wanted to show you guys some ombres, so I want to make sure I'm picking colors that'll ombre nicely into each other. I decided on the Bossy Blue as well as the Grape Soda because I just love this Grape Soda color. This step here, I don't overly think is necessary, and we'll talk about that soon, but I'm just gonna take a little bit of the 2 different colors that I'm using on the pointer finger here, and I'm just gonna put them down on my palette so that way I have a base to kind of ombre, and then I'm gonna move to the nail, and I'm just gonna start at the cuticle here and put some of the Bossy Blue there. Now you guys can see as I'm applying this here, it does go on very sheer, and that's okay. Just like with the creamy polish, don't judge the first coat, especially when it comes to ombre. Just get your products down there and start building that base. So I am mainly focusing on making sure that the cuticles look nice. I'm dragging a little bit of that sheerness towards the tip here as well. Then I'm gonna grab some of that Grape Soda color and I'm gonna put the majority of my gel polish right at the free edge. We are gonna spend some time moving this purple around, so you do want a little bit more than you would just kind of painting it on. So then I'm gonna take an ombre brush, kind of load my brush here because I was initially thinking that I was going to blend the 2 colors together in a horizontal way, but I actually thought because it's my first coat, all I'm going to do is take that ombre brush and just drag some of that purple into the blue. Again, I'm just reminding you guys, do not judge this first coat because we're going to fix it. After I faded some of that purple down, I'm just going to take a little bit of my Bossy Blue and kind of transition it into the purple too and start that blending effect. Then we're going to cure. For our second coat, again, we're gonna start at the cuticle. I find this to be the easiest way to do our horizontal ombre. And I have just slightly, a little bit more gel polish on my brush, just so that I have a little bit more to kind of blend everything with. And I'm just gonna take some of the Bossy Blue right to where the purple kind of begins, with a little bit less on my brush to kind of start to give that ombre effect. I'm gonna do the exact same technique with the purple, just put the majority of it at the free edge, and then I'm gonna take my ombre brush and get a little bit of the blue and purple kind of blended and just drag them across the nail in a horizontal way. This will start the blending process, but if you're not really liking that it's not super smooth, just go in and do the exact same kind of effect again, or even add some of the purple to your brush and drag it into each other just like that as well. I did decide to go in and add a little bit of these really small flake glitters because I thought that they would have just added the most pretty effect to the shimmers here as well. So that is a tip. If you're not absolutely loving how your ombre blended out, just add a little bit of glitter to it and it'll make it look a little bit more blended. But also, I feel like this is one of my taglines. You really can't judge any of your nail art until you get your gel layer on if you're embedding, or in this case, your top coat, because that'll make everything look a lot more seamless too. Moving on to the pinky nail, I'm going to take some of the grape soda and do a super thin coat. And this really thin coat here lets you guys see just how much pink glitter flecks there is in this color, which is something that I really like about it. So same thing, we're just going to bring the purple to about 3/4 of the way down the nail, and then we're going to take some of that pink in a really thin coat too and add it to the free edge, blending it into the purple. Now I made a huge error here. I actually put my purple brush into the pink polish, and so instead of kind of wiping it off, I thought I would just see what I could do with it. And this is another tip that I like to say when you're working with any sort of nail design, is just try something out, because you really just don't know how it's gonna go. And I was kind of thinking that that would be a really cool marbled shimmer nail, but ultimately I did want the ombre, so I did decide to go back in and add a little bit more purple near the cuticle and blend things out. But if you did decide to marble these colors together, definitely tag me in it, because I would love to see that effect too. I often get asked what I would do on the thumbnails if I was doing this design on a client or on myself, and a lot of the times I make my thumbnails match what my pinkies look like, and that's exactly what I would have done in this particular case too. But for this nail, because it is pink and purple, I decided to go in with a glitter that has a lot of pink and purple kind of flecks to it, and do the exact same thing that I did on the pointer finger as well. Now look at my palette there with the turquoise color, the purple and the pink ombre together so nicely. That would make a really nice nail design too. For the middle finger and ring finger, where I'm going to put my nail decals on, I am going to remove my dispersion layer, because if you try and stick decals onto your dispersion layer, that sticky layer after your gel polish, they will not stick well. So I place my decal down, then I take the other side of my tweezers and I just kind of smooth everything out. And I wanted one of the larger butterflies on each of the nails and then one of the smaller ones too, because I had enough room to do both. If you were doing this design on short nails, you would likely only have enough room to put one of the decals on, or you could just kind of cut it too, and that would be really cute for a short nail design as well. But I really liked how sparkly these butterflies were, especially on top of this sparkling sands color. I think there's just so much glitter and sparkly wonderfulness going on these particular nails. So you could leave the nail design there, put your top gloss on, call it done, but I really wanted to try out one of these new stamps that I got in this week as well. So on the pointer finger and the pinky finger, I'm just gonna go in with some of the KoKo and Claire matte top coat, which is one of my hands down favorite matte top coats. I just love how smooth it is. I am going to use this new release from Clear Jelly Stamper, CJS number 190, and it is part of their Grunge series. And I really like the small kind of scrolls that are on it. This one in particular, I just wanted a little bit of a black accent on both the pinky finger and the pointer finger. This way it'll tie in some of the black outlines of the butterflies in with the other nails too. And the decals that I showed you guys, they have a couple butterflies that are not outlined in black. And if I would have used those, I probably wouldn't have felt the need to add a little bit of detail to the pinky finger and the pointer finger as well. So after I have those stamps down, I'm going to go in with my shiny top coat here. And if you have any decals that are kind of rising up a little bit on your nails, just push it down with some sort of pusher thing and go back in with a little bit of a top coat too. And if you're finding that your decals are maybe just a little bit too raised, you could slightly embed your nails as well using some of the KoKo and Claire Strong. And I do have a couple tutorials up working with loose glitter where I show that, and I will leave those linked in the description box below in case you have any questions on how to do that. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that it helped those of you out there who are maybe struggling with how to do a horizontal ombre. I find that glitters such as the new shimmers that KoKo and Claire released work really well for blending ombres because you can be a little bit messy, you can take your time to work everything out, and if you're really not liking the outcome, just add a little bit of glitter or cover it up with a stamp too. Make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. Comment below and let me know if you have any other tutorial requests. I love getting tutorial idea requests from you guys as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!